don't know.
What's up, y'all? Tim Ream. I'm on day 6 of 75 hard. This is the first 45-minute workout. I usually do quads at home and then do hamstrings at Planet Fitness, but I'm not dragging a fucking tripod through that place. So, but I wanted to get the hamstring workout on video for you guys, so I'm gonna do it here today. I'm gonna add in a couple more workouts. Romanian deadlift for hamstrings, and then also I'm going to do squats, which typically is a quad workout, but I'm telling you, once you burn out your hamstrings and you do some of these squats over here, dude, it's like it'll get targeted back there too. So got everything for the most part set up here, and you know, going to keep the intensity high, brief and infrequent. That's the whole methodology that I subscribe to. So yeah, let's get fucking going. We'll start out with just regular leg curls and then work our way up to some other stuff. We'll just do some warm-ups and get the knees and everything and blood flowing, and then work into heavier sets. So all right, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's right. That's a virtue signal for that. I gotta make a hashtag. You got a finger full. I appreciate it. That's awesome. That's what I need. That's not bad. That's what I need. That's the king of all tinfoil conspiracies. That's $120. That's not bad. Or I have a one installment for $30. I have a massive fucking head. If it does, that's cool. Shit, I wear it to work out. Oh wait, there's a couple of different. You gotta pick which one you want. There's a warlord, a dude there. Okay. That's the warlord. That's fucking cool. Let's see the dude. I don't know. Oh, maybe I should swipe through this. That's the nah. That looks like come on, dude. That looks like some fucking drag show. That looks like a thimble with some fucking thorns on the side of it. That looks like something you see in a drag show. Yeah, that's a BDSM shit. Yeah, bro. This is a drag show helmet. Don't mind that one. That one's pretty bad. I wear that. I wear that to all the Antifa fucking shit, bro. Like, think of the fucking tinfoil showed up in the Antifa rally. They were had a hard time figuring out who on their side. You know, they all just know who this. They all start bowing down. Yeah, so moon landing. Oh, come on, man. Right? What's your question? You really going to go there? We never told you to go. Yeah, come on, man. Bro, listen. Let's use our fucking critical thinking skills here, okay? Without getting into the direct evidence of what it shows or doesn't show, and there's plenty of evidence that shows that it's not. What the fuck evidence is that? Yeah. What's the technology has been lost. We have the technology, and now we lost it. And we can't do it. Only we're fucking 50 years later. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Yeah. This is some bullshit. Dude, if we had been there, other countries would have been there as well. Period. Okay? That was a fucking psyop. They demoralized the fucking Russians during the Cold War.
Do a couple warm-up sets, get the blood flowing, introduce that pump. Once that pump's there, I'm going to keep bumping up weight. Never losing the pump, just keep going right into the next set. Find my max weight and then just fucking blast that one for one set to failure. That'll be the progression. In each exercise, I'm going to do 5 or 6 exercises for hamstrings. I do have a split, so basically I do a usually, well, all right, so I'll do like usually do like quads, and then I'll do hamstrings at night, because if I break them up, then I feel like I get way more focused on each muscle group. Whenever I'm working, I get more out of it, I feel like. Whereas if I just had one big leg day, then you know, I might slack off on one muscle group because I got another one coming up. I got to save some energy. So I feel like it's best for me if I just split them up, then I can focus on that one the full time and then focus on the other one. And I feel like it's better for me. So This machine over here is squeaking. Actually, I was gonna put some grease on some stuff, like oil it, but I actually can't. It's like where the weight meets the bar. I might be able to do something about it, but it's gonna be loud for this time, this workout.
You can see somebody actually wearing back in picture. How much should you fuck with them in Missouri? Because the horse's tail is really interesting. Yeah. Well, that's what it looks like. That's fucking Missouri. If I've ever seen it. Yeah. So where's yours? Different side of Missouri. So I'll let you know when you get there. Oh, shit, man. Well, I mean, it is too late. And I do got some doing it. So let's knock these out. You know what's funny, dude? I'm getting all this feedback from these people listening to Lewis House. The Lewis House show. And they're like, fuck, dude, that was really cool, man. It's like you actually have a heart. I'm like, oh, what the fuck do you guys think? Yeah. The thing, are you using like, I don't know what the fuck they think, but it's just fun. Yeah. It's like, oh, that was really cool to see your stuff. Well, I'm always that way. You guys don't get it. You think I'm angry, you don't understand, I fucking care. Yeah. Like that's your misunderstanding, not mine. Yeah, there's passion. Yeah, dude, that's all it ever is. You have to give a fuck.
Whenever I'm over here working out, like, dude, I'll try to have my hands on my quads or on my hamstrings. If I'm with my lats, like doing stuff with lats, single arm, like I'll try to keep my hand on there, just make sure I'm flexing the entire time through the workout. Just make sure that you're keeping that mind-muscle connection even better. You know, and that you are really focusing and keeping that quality rather than just quantity. So it's one way I've found to do it.
It's me saying you are fucking selling yourself short, and you are fucking your whole life up, and you should get your fucking ass in here so you can actually build something because you're perfect.
Start going up in weight.
It comes from me understanding.
Actually, I don't really use this machine for hamstrings too much. So I don't really know exactly where my max is at on this. So I've kind of got to find that today. Not really going to push my previous PR. I'm just going to figure out what it is for today and record it and go from there. And but this ain't really one of my strongest exercises, leg curls. It's been heavily neglected, but this is one exercise that I have been prioritizing because I'm bringing up weaker body parts and really trying to round out my physique, looking in the mirror like, hey, what do I want to work on? And so it's hamstrings, like rear and side delts, upper pecs, inside of my legs, then abdominals and calves. So just really putting an emphasis on bringing up those weaker body parts and prioritizing them at the first or the beginning of the workout. And then, you know, giving them my main focus and then letting everything else kind of, you know, fill in after that. But let's get on this one here.
Syndicate is an organization that one of the best entrepreneurs I've ever heard of. Definitely the best right now by a lot. We run this group to fill real entrepreneurs, people who are not only driven to succeed, not only driven to build great shit, but they are committed to helping you get on the same path. And these are real people. These aren't like just people on the internet flexing their fake ass code content. These are actual people running businesses. And we only open up the room a couple times a year. It's open right now. So if you guys are interested in HIIT Syndicate, go to HIITsyndicate.com, fill out the application, and we'll let you know. Because it's a super valuable group. And people are winning it. And you know, if you don't want to join it, don't join it. It's fine. Can I ask a question on HIIT Syndicate real quick? Yeah. Real quick. Who is HIIT? Like, be one of who is it not? It's not the people that want to get rich quick. It's not the people who think they're going to start a business on day one and be fucking millionaires in 12 fucking days. It's not the people who are drama. It's not the people who are, you know, trying to sell shit. It's not the people who are going to try to milk the group. It's for people who want to be surrounded by quality, real entrepreneurs, not internet entrepreneurs, real entrepreneurs that run real shit, that all share information about how to build something real. Okay? E-commerce is just a tool that we use. Okay?
It's kind of a newer piece of machinery. So you got a whole different range of motion on it, kind of different mechanics. kind of takes a bit of getting used to whenever you're on a new machine, and just to kind of figure out the rhythm and the squeeze and adjusting it where you need to. But for the most part, it's been a pretty good machine. It's a quad and hamstring. You can do quads and hamstring with it. You just gotta, there's a bunch of different adjustments you gotta set the machine up for beforehand. But I would normally do lying hamstrings at the gym. I do have that setting here, but I don't like it, man. So I'm just gonna do the regular leg curls and then move into Romanian deadlift.
Okay, so we open it up a couple times a year. If you want to apply, not everybody gets in.
All right.
And it is what it is. So I would apply. It doesn't
Call this one the set to failure here.
If you're running $100+ million company, you have people from all different parts of the journey inside this group.
Try to work on that negative.
Because when you're starting out, you need the $100 million guys to fucking talk to you, and you need the $10 million guys to talk to you and girls. And that's how it works. Everybody works together to bring everybody up. So rising tide raises all ships. It's a powerful group. It speaks for itself. The results speak for itself. If you want to apply, it's open now. Yeah. So that's the goal. I got some good for you. Andy, question. Andy, what's your take on getting tired? How does that translate into great success? I think it's my position as someone who hasn't become as great as he has at his.
Yeah, I don't really mind the squeaking, but just for the sake of audio, I'm trying to keep my hand over there. I wasn't actually adding or taking away weight until like the last couple reps there. I was doing it more just to like quiet that sound down. Going to Romanian deadlifts here. It's basically just like bending over and keeping that bar straight against your shins. It's not a deadlift. It's just a straight up stretching the hamstring and then keeping that tension on it. Dude, those things, they'll wreck you, man. Especially after you've done a few different workouts for hamstrings first, and then you go into those. Like you kind of pre-exhaust with the other ones, and then come over here and do these, and it's like you'll feel it for the next few days for sure. All right.
And we bring in the real people who built the stories we've heard about. Fucking shit inside. So, but the point is, I respect greatness, whether it be you're a great athlete, whether you're a great musician, whether you're a great entrepreneur, whether you're a great philanthropist or an organizer or just a great.
I mean, just that, no weight I can feel.
Greatness is.
I'm going to start off with 45s. I'm not going to do a whole lot of warm-ups on this. I'll probably do like 1 or 2. I don't know. We'll see, but.
Of all time, I don't think there's been a place to jump better than this. And I appreciate the story. It's inspired me. Coming out of college, he was nobody. I remember watching the game. I was watching the game live when Drew Bledsoe got hurt and he got put in the game after his career. I was watched his whole career. He's a year or two older than me. I watched him the whole time. I hated the Patriots with passion, but I always loved Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? And I love that kind of greatness. I love that commitment to greatness. And I think the cool thing about Tom Brady's story is that while he was a good athlete, he wasn't a super gifted athlete. That he is the product of the things that we talk about on this show, is perseverance, putting in the work when no one's watching, and making sure that you do all the extra things, and becoming a student of what it is that you do so that you can become great. And I think the coolest thing about Tom Brady is that he wasn't born in it. He came. And it's a true inspirational story because there are guys that play sports that are so fucking athletically gifted that they just dominate, right? But he's just not one of them. And that's no disrespect to him. I think it's more respectful that I'm talking about how he built it. So, it's sad to see him retire. I think he can still.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because, not only, the
dude.
media was blowing him up and
I used to put like 225 on the bar at Planet Fitness. Every time I get to my house, dude, if I put the same exact weight on the bar here, it's heavy as fuck, man. Like those weights, I swear to God, they're fucking lighter there. It's like 45s, dude. If I'm doing curls to 45s, dude, I can just fucking manhandle the shit out of them there. Come to my house and do 45s, I'm like, fuck, man. But I don't know if it's the atmosphere because I'm around people and I want to give it more, or if it's actually the weight. I think it's the weight. It's probably a combination of the two, but.
So like when all these people, look, man, success is literally about winning the day and getting better every single day. It's not about
Record my maxes here.
It's about an outcome. It is. We can talk about that. We can say, okay, I want to build a company that's worth $100 billion, all right? We can say some shit like that. But the way to get to that is not to sit here and talk about $100 billion. It's to get better every single day and make sure you're stacking those wins. And so the people that think like, okay, man, I'm gonna, you're 20 years old right now, and I'm gonna start a company. By the way, I thought this way too, just so we're clear. So I'm not dogging on anybody. It's a product of where you are in the journey. 20 years old, I'm gonna work until I'm 40, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of my life on a fucking beach. Okay, but what you don't understand at 20 years old is that you're going to get to a point where you can do those things. And you're going to get to a point where you understand that your company is not just about you and about you retiring and keeping your feet up like you're on a Corona commercial. That's not what this is about.
Move right into the heaviest set here.
It changes over the course of time. It becomes less about you and more about the mission of the company and providing for the dreams of the people that helped you get to the point where you can go to the beach. Okay, so it's when we start here in the beginning, we say, that's okay, you might want to get there. I'm not going to dog you for that. But the truth of the matter is the people who truly never go through that transition, they never get to the point where they have a big exit because it's always about them. It's always about what they can take. It's always about how much money they're making. And the reality is people don't want to fucking work for that. People don't want to work for that. You expect a whole conglomerate and massive amount of people to work together towards a goal. You can't. Okay, so most of those people who think that way don't really ever get to that point. The people who actually understand that it's a day by day thing. It's Groundhog Day every motherfucking day, bro. There's nothing glorious about it. There's nothing.
Never tried those. If you can actually like play around with the form,
that's the reality.
Get your legs straight, like don't put any weight on the bar, and just figure out the form, what gives you the best stretch, and focus on those hamstrings and glutes. If you can get that exercise right, that thing's killer. That's the Romanian Deadlift. And I don't even do regular deadlifts. I feel like I always hurt my back. I don't feel like I really do too much with it. So I've just like whittled it down to exercises that I feel like focus specifically on that muscle group I'm looking to target and build, and I've just left all the bullshit to the side. Ego aside, ego lifts to the side. I just focus on the ones that are, right for my cause. And that is one of them. Go over here, set up the machine for squats. I'm gonna do probably like 3 sets of those, 2 warm-ups, and then an all-out set. I'm gonna go back over to leg curls and finish off hamstrings there.
It's important for people to understand, especially if you're a driven person. I'm a very driven person. I don't have a project on self-destruct. Okay? So it's important to realize that this is when you get to the point where people want to start purchasing your company, or there's a potential. You have to really consider what is that, and be honest with yourself. If you make the wrong decision and you sell out all your purpose, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You're going to be fucking miserable. I see that happen over and over. You have to path mind, there's pro athletes too. There's a lot of pro athletes that fucking listen to this show. You guys all want to have a clear path, defined post-career, right? Like I haven't done that for myself. I don't know what my path is. But if I ever do define a clear path past that point, you know, then I could consider maybe exiting. But the point of it is that we're, you know, it's not just a, hey, let me sell my shit and live on the beach. Like, bro, that shit would be boring after 2 days. You know?
I usually leave squats
And that's not a reason
for the quad workout, which I usually do here at home. Now that I'm doing the quads at Planet Fitness tonight, I'm not even going to do squats, so that's one reason I'm putting them in here now. But just like I got the machines that I like. Leg press, I don't really feel like it does much either. Like, you know, you move it like 2 foot. I don't feel like it's like, if I'm being honest with myself, it's like I don't even feel like I get much out of this workout. You know, it's more of an ego movement. Oh, I can push like X amount on the leg press. Like, yeah, but I don't feel like I'm fucking getting really good hyper focus unless I keep like major reps. You know, a lot of reps with smaller weight. And still, I don't think I get too good of a range of motion with that machine. Like, your knees hit your chest, and then you can go. It's just like, I don't feel like it's a very good range of motion for me. I don't really like it. And I'd rather keep higher weight with lower reps, you know, with a good focused burn rather than just some fucking ego shit. But, so I don't do any really squats or leg presses there. I'm just going to be doing more isolation movements and all that stuff. All right, squats.
When they were very close to taking me off the path, okay? And had I went through with the carpet cleaning story, right? For those of you that don't know, 10 years into the business, I was still making only $695 a month. We were frustrated. Chris and I started looking at closing the business. We talked about it. I actually was going to go open a Sears carpet cleaning franchise, and I was about 1 inch away from becoming Andy the carpet cleaner guy, right? We actually went to the hotel room of the executive who came to St. Louis to have me sign the papers. I went there after I had already signed them, and I went there and I said, hey, can I see those papers that we signed? And he's like, yeah, sure. He took them, I fucking ripped them up. And that's how I got out of the deal. I ripped them up right in front of his face. He got super pissed, bro. He fucking motherfucked me, and here I am, and I'm not there. So that's how close. You see what I'm saying? So I know that people like to think like that, they end up quitting. It's that perspective switch that makes you recreation of business and what you do right now. What is the purpose? Who are you obligated to take care of? What is the mission you're trying to accomplish? And when you think of it in terms of that, you don't run into these situations where you want to
And question number 2. Andy, I absolutely love this show. And I have knowledge to genuinely build a better life for myself and my family. I listened to the episode where you talked about taking the negative energy from others and using it as fuel to prove them wrong. After some reflection, I realized that I am one of those people who give the negative. I don't necessarily talk shit about people directly, but I found that I do harbor resentment or envy, and I want to be done. I'm now aware of this, and I love this.
It's process, okay? And here's the good news. First of all, congratulations on recognizing that you're a fucking leader. No, I'm being real. I'm being real, dude. Because that fucking intention that you have for other people will keep you from ever building anything relevant for yourself. The universe, God, however you want to see it, I see it as God and the universe being the same. I think it's all the same thing. They reward intent. It rewards intent. So when you look at someone else and you fucking hate on them, even in your mind and heart, okay, what you're telling the external universe is that you do not value what they are doing. And in return, what you will give back is that. Okay, so if you see Steve winning, Steve is really someone you really don't give a fuck about. Maybe, you know, he fucking shit back in the day, I don't fucking know. You just don't like him. And Steve's winning. And you look at Steve and you're like, fuck that guy. The universe only hears, they don't, Andy doesn't like what Steve is doing, so I'm not going to deliver what Steve is doing. So you have to be very careful to weed this shit out of you. And it's not just what you say So first off, congratulations on recognizing it. I think most of us start off at that point and we evolve from that. I know I did as well. Now, the second part, how do you fix it? Well, you catch yourself. You see, awareness.
There's that thing I'm talking about.
When you are aware,
Your cardio becoming a limiting factor when you're taking sets to failure.
that is the point where
You'll end up, if you don't have good cardio, you'll end up reaching cardiovascular failure
okay, and you push
rather than muscular failure.
someone who did you wrong.
So
You have to be
I'd be doing better about that for sure.
look at what they're,
But squats, heavy squats, you guys can have that shit.
and then
I don't fucking like them. Fuck them.
because then more of that shit comes.
Like heavy barbell squats.
But most
I'm good, dude. Like I'd rather do the workouts
policy
and the exercises that focus right on the muscle group I want to work
doing versus what they're doing.
and that I enjoy doing, right?
When we talk about
Some of them you got to throw some in there because they work the best.
you're aware
But since they work the best, I like it because it's focused and I can get a squeeze and I get joy out of working the area I'm looking to work. So, but as far as like having a consistent progress over time, like dude, if you're going in the gym doing grueling ass fucking workouts every damn time, you're only going to be able to do that for so long before you start dreading the workout. So I like having stuff in there I actually enjoy to do because then I look forward to going to the fucking gym instead of being like, damn. If you get to that point, dude, unless you mix it up or do something a little different, you're just going to drive yourself right into the ground. And that'll be that, you know? But you got to throw some shit in there that you actually like fucking doing, man. So what's going to create that longevity. And we're not going to get big all in one day. Like the way we're going to get big is over time and being consistent. Like that's going to be the biggest thing. So it's like you really got to wrap your mind around that and sink into that mind frame that this is going to be a time thing. And if you can do the right things, the right movements, right contractions, squeezing, everything fundamentally right, going to failure, diet, everything is on point, rest, amount of rest days, then if you're doing that day in and day out, then that time factor will take care of itself. Like you ain't even got to worry about getting big. It will happen. It's just a time thing. Okay, we go into this last one. This is going to be the one to failure. Put a belt on and then we'll fucking go at it.
part of maturing, all right? So, but it's a very practical thing because the energy that you put out is the energy that you receive, whether you verbalize it or not. So it's important that you're aware. I think it's a huge deal, bro. I think you should be very proud of yourself for admitting to yourself that, hey man, this is like putting on the wrong shit. Because most people want to do that. Most people nowadays, it's popular for people to have a clout chase by hitting on motherfuckers. And then they can't figure out why nothing really ever happens. Yeah, they can't figure out why they can't monetize or why they can't do this or why they can't do that. Well, the reason why is because you're putting out the wrong fucking energy, bozo. Okay? You gotta fix it. So,
So the best way is to separate the person, whoever you have that feeling towards, and just focus on the fucking what actions are.
yeah, but people will say this about competitors, right? Like, I fucking hate these competitors. They're always doing this and this and this and this and this. Okay. You can be competitive and still wish the best for the other person. And this is the trick to that. You start to see it as what's possible for you. So when I see someone that outdid me, which is very fucking, okay? But when I see someone who's doing better than me, really, when I see someone who did a better job at something than me, which happens every day. Like, I'm not the best in the world. I'm like every fucking day. Okay? So, but when I see someone that's doing better than me or that has done better than me, and they're a competitor, I say, okay, fuck yeah. Bro, that's awesome. But if they can do that, I can do it too. And that's the way to look at the competitors, right? And then keep in mind that about the energy flow that you put out. Very genuine. Yeah, I'm real. And that's a process for you. It just takes time. But the first step of just realizing that you're a fucking, that's the step that most people won't fucking do. They won't ever do it. They'll justify why they hate. They'll be like, yeah, you know what, you're right, I am a hater. Fuck that guy anyway. While they're sitting on a fucking bar stool on fucking Wednesday afternoon, crying about how they don't have no money and their fucking and their fucking life my son. It's the intent, bro. It's gonna change your life. But people don't think it is. They don't think it is. All these rich guys all over the fucking earth telling you this shit's real. Like, you have entire communities of people talking about how intent, law of attraction, some of the most successful people, most of the most successful people in the world talk about this shit. But then people still think it's bullshit. You know, I can talk about it all day, bro. Yeah. But if I see all 10 people that I respect most,
That's one of those workouts.
I'm gonna fucking do it.
You can't really go too far past failure without a spotter, man. It's like you can just go till you think like, I don't think I can get up on another one. You're gonna have to call that good. Unless you bring a squatter into the mix, or a spotter.
That's how much of it I think it is.
You know, you just got to go as close as you possibly can
Yeah, I don't know.
by yourself. Like other workouts, you can break form, like curls. You can arch your back, you can thrust them up and catch a negative and work into failure like that. But there's just some exercises that there's just no goddamn way that you can without a spotter. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But I've found like you ain't even got to go till you can't get up anymore. If you go until you can't anymore and then just rack it, dude, it's like your body. I don't know, you'll come in the next time and you're like couple reps stronger. And it's like, hell yeah. Like, I mean, you just got to push it like in that 90% range, you know, past your red line. All right, so I can feel that I did those, the hamstrings and the Romanian deadlifts before I did that squats. So I could feel it all in my glutes and then my hamstrings while I was doing that. But anyway, so I've gotten a pretty good workout on the hamstrings, but I'm going to go over. I did most of my bulk, heavy movements at first, and then I worked down into isolation movements for the muscle group that I'm looking to work. So come back over here to the leg curls. I'm going to do a double, one set of those to warm up, then one set to failure. Then I'll go into the singles, and I'll work it all the way into isolated movements. So it's bulk into iso. And to keep that symmetry and keep the strength gains equal across both right and left sides of the body. All right.
So that's first thing. Second thing, in regards to tasting success, look, this is another reality that people don't want to acknowledge, or they hear the wrong way. A lot of people will hear what I'm about to say as fake it till you make it, which is not the fuck I'm saying. You have to stretch. You have to stretch yourself, and you have to experience things. I talked about this recently on an episode on page 1, where we had a situation where most people set small limits and small goals because they've never experienced anything outside of that. Okay? How can you imagine a bigger life than what you have if you've never experienced or touched or tasted anything more than that in your whole entire life? Like, how do you know it's possible? Okay? So it's very important to stretch. And I'm not talking about stretching everywhere. I'm not talking about financially a house and a car you can't afford. And look, that's how people ruin themselves. Okay? Yes, yeah. But people also, you know, they think if they can do that, that people will eventually come to them and like want to work with them. And the reality is, dude, anybody you want to work with, recognize what the fuck you're doing. Okay, so they know that shit is bullshit. But I think stretching in that way is a healthy way. I think stretching in ways like that, where it's a reward and also you're acknowledging like, hey, I'm expanding what my limitations are once in a while. I think that's super important. I think it's super important. I think it's super important for people who are on the entrepreneurial path to take advantage of opportunities to face a bigger life.
Just introducing that burn.
This is one of how
And cut it off, and then I'm going to go into that heavy set where it's just all out. We're going to try to keep a good emphasis on the negative portion of that movement. You know, explode down into the contracted position and then fight it up. Boom. And really try to exhaust that negative on these last ones over here.
Okay, that's a powerful thing. However you do it,
yeah. So
don't be responsible with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't go way beyond your means. You're risking your company or your dreams, or risking going broke. But I think it's important for people to do that. Some of the ways I used to do this, when I didn't have much, and honestly, it's a funny story because I went out to our local exotic car dealership here, and I would go in there and I would walk around like Brian, no business being there. I couldn't buy one fucking vehicle, nothing. Okay, and there was a guy there who's not there anymore who reminded me of that. And then later on down the road, I became the West Coast. And so, yeah, but that's a story for another day. So I would go in, I would walk around, I would be respectful. I wasn't sitting on cars or fucking taking pictures for my gram, or like some motherfuckers do that now. It's ridiculous. I would just look around. I would drive by big homes that I wanted to live at. In fact, I told the story a number of times about how the fuck I ended up in the house I'm in now. Okay? The house I'm in now was existing along the way. Like when I was building that house, okay, the only house that was there was a log cabin struck by lightning. Then there was a replica of a historic mansion okay, on the property where this Chester was. Original horse stable, a tree in the front yard, and a bird city next to it. All these things, all the properties original. So while they're building this house, I'm sitting outside watching them build it because you can see the house and I pull it in and they shoot it out. And dude, all those times that I was suffering, and all those times I was broke and not being able to afford shit, and never thought I had a future. Like when I visualized a house that I was going to live in, I actually visualized that specific house. That house. The one I live in now, the one I fucking take shits in and fucking eat my dinner in, the one I walk around naked in. I fucking live in the house that I visualized 20 fucking years ago as I was going through the process of entrepreneurship. I live in it. The exact house. Not only that, the house before that. The house I lived in before that. You've seen it. It was also very nice. And you know what I used to do? I used to drive up and down that street as they were building that street when I was fucking broke. Okay, so this shit is real. It's real shit. It really happens. And you have to figure out ways to window shop. That's what I call it. So I call it window shopping. I would drive through neighborhoods. I would go to car dealers. I would do exactly what this person did, where I would go to a nice dinner. I used to do the exact same thing, even though I couldn't afford it. Another thing I would do is I would look up DuPont Registry. DuPont Registry is a car, home, property site, luxury, and look through there. There's another one called James Edition. I looked through, that was awesome. It's interesting. So, but I still do that. I probably spend still, guys, like real talk, probably at least an hour or two a day window shopping. I window shop right now, today, for probably an hour or two a day. That's how I unwind at home. When I go home, when I get done here, I go home, I fucking go in my lounge in my cigar bar, okay? Right? And I fucking, may or may not partake in some festivities.
another aspect about all this too
And look at shit that I want to
is like, yeah, I'm using like lighter weight,
Like right now, I look
but you got to ask yourself, like, do I want to be a power lifter?
I look like a
Do I want to come in here, say I want to be a bodybuilder, and then just, lift a bunch of weight and just, okay, so do you want to be a weightlifter? You want to be a bodybuilder? Because if you want to be a bodybuilder, you need to really focus and concentrate and fucking take that into the red line area, dude. And the workouts for each one of those is going to be different. Ego disattached, and you just got to come in here and put on the weight that you can take to max, because your body doesn't know, like, oh, this is 300 pounds or this is 150 pounds. Like, it doesn't know that. All it knows is whether you push it into the red line past its last point of no return in order for it to stimulate some growth. So it's really not about the weight. It's more about just making sure that you're competing with yourself and pushing past your previous limitations. So it's
to expose yourself to these things is to intentionally.
It's about being a bodybuilder. Then, if you're serious about your goal, then you will do exactly what is required, regardless if it's 10 sets, 20 sets, or 1 or 2 sets. You know, I might get done in here in 20 minutes, but I feel like I got more. But I know I stimulated growth. Boom, that's it, man. That's all you need, right? So you should actually just be doing what is required to get and meet your goal optimally, right? Whatever that may be.
Let's look at my life and let's look at we're having a little fucking book
You're so weird about the materialistic shit.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah. It's true.
And I'm sorry, deliver fucking unflavorable truth. That's a fucking truth. There's people that fucking broke. People who tell you this shit are broke. People who tell you this shit are not built anything. People who tell you this shit are fucking experts and fucking terrible, actual builders of reality. And there's a lot of those people too, especially on Instagram. That's why it's important to get the fuck off of it and get out in the real game and fucking play it. So, to those people who say that I'm wrong in that, I don't want to do fuck up to some. They wrote it. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like this, bro. I mean,
Like, bro, at this point on ICJ, like, why the fuck would I give a fucking name? Like, disagree with what I say, bro? Whatever the fuck I'm doing, works pretty well. Now, am I perfect? Fuck no, bro. That's how I know you don't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm a fucking idiot. I fuck up everything. Alright, I made a million fucking mistakes. But you know what I do when I make a mistake? I acknowledge it and say, Andy, you're a fucking idiot for doing that. And fix it, and then move on and do that. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? This isn't me preaching from my pulpit from my ivory tower saying, oh, I'm the best. What I'm telling you is, you don't have to do that. Okay, you just gotta understand certain principles. And the base of success, expanding boundaries, stretching your mental capacity is a huge part of it. And anybody who disagrees and says, that's irresponsible, well, have fun balancing your $400 a week fucking paycheck for the rest of your life, bro. That's all you're ever going to get. You're going to get a very, very, very minimum life. It's just not a good way to be. If you've never experienced anything, if you've never done anything, either mental reality or quantum reality, you can't produce it in real life. So, if people disagree, they disagree. It's a free country. Sort of.
yeah, that's next episode.
Talk about that on CTI. Yeah, man, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, dude. But it's the truth. If you think about the people who tell you to simmer down, get realistic, get a good job, when are you going to get sued? When are you going to quit dreaming? When are you going to do this? It's never the person who's done the shit you want to do. It's never that way. It's never fucking that way. It's always the same kind of people. It's the people you've known for a long time, who you think are your friends, who now are looking out for you in your best interest, and really the reality is they just don't want to see you go down this path and then have to acknowledge that they had the same opportunity and you took advantage of it, they didn't. And that's what the fucking truth is. That's the truth. That's the fucking truth. There's no these people are not comfortable with who they are.
If you come in here and really focus, block out everything else, close your eyes, dude, and just focus on the muscle, focus on the exercise, and really just working the shit out of that muscle group. You'll be surprised at how much time it actually takes. It doesn't take a lot of time. You can make a lot of progress in a very short amount of time, and you don't need as much as you would think. Our Tom Platts, he said, you got to determine that you're not going to leave the gym a loser. Like if you come in here and you leave a couple reps in the tank, dude, you walk through life with that in your head after you leave because you know you could have done more. But if you come in and you pour everything out and it's like, you did everything, you get to the point where you want to stop and you say, no, a few more until you actually hit failure, then, I mean, you can rest satisfied that you gave it everything, right? And so, that's kind of the approach you got to take, especially on the failure aspect of it. If you can give it everything, man, then what more can you do? If you know you did everything and it still doesn't work, then okay, cool, let's hang the towel up on this. But if if you do that in the right, correct way, with the right rest, right nutrition, right regimen, dude, you're gonna grow. And so, yeah, it's just a really good mentality to bring into the gym.
Their opinion about your life, and they literally know nothing about life. They haven't built anything, they haven't done anything, they're not even fucking taking care of their own shit, but they'll be happy to tell you what the fuck you're doing wrong. That's a major problem in society, and if you don't have the discipline and the logical mind and the critical thinking to understand, my homie Steve here doesn't know what the fuck's talking about.
All right, so, yep, just a couple more minutes. I'm gonna do some abs here. I'd usually put them at the beginning of the workout, but because I need to make this workout last 45 minutes, I'm gonna hit some more, hit some abs for a second.
It means you should fucking leave them behind and just go on your fucking journey. Like I explained in the previous podcast a couple days ago, I think it aired on Monday, you're gonna go through phases on this, okay? You're gonna have to leave your little comfort of the nest and all your siblings and all your friends and all the people who live like you who aren't willing to expand. And you're gonna have to go on this journey. And in the middle of this journey, you're gonna feel alone and you're gonna say, fuck, they were right. It's lonely at the top when you're making $100 grand a year. You're not at the fucking top, bro. You're not at the top. You're not even at the fucking base of the mountain. You're at base camp, motherfucker. And when we go from to that first area where we find, okay, now we're at 250 grand, and we're hanging out with a bunch of people that make 250 grand. Oh, all these people actually are interested in the same shit as me. Wow, this is much more rewarding. These people aren't hating on me. They're hating on me a little bit. But as you go further down the pipe, and you get into the higher and higher and higher levels of success, what you're going to realize is that those...
I heard an interesting thing the other day, and it was, you can't outwork a bad diet. And dude, that just makes so much sense. Like, you can't possibly work off 10,000 calories a day in the gym. You have to do, I don't know what it would take, but you probably have to run 24 hours in a day. Most people just ain't gonna do that, you know? And so, if you think you're gonna get visible abs without having a dietary aspect, or you think you're gonna get ripped without getting a handle on your calories and figuring out what your intake is, your maintenance calories and all that stuff, then you're delusional. Like, it's just never going to happen. Unless you're at, by chances, which the odds are slim that you're at maintenance calorie or below, just, you know, anyways, then you'll be able to do it. But that's what it's all dependent on. But if you're out of shape already and you're looking to get ripped, dude, you're going to have to get control of your diet. And calorie deficit is going to be one of them. And so, I'll talk a little bit more on that here in a second.
About the visualization stuff that you were talking about, a few days ago on your Instagram story, you showed some pictures from 2010 where you were visualizing about your cars and your garage. The question that I
that video.
The video that that is the reason why I'm asking this question, because I feel like if I'm thinking like this, partly a lot of people will be thinking like that. When you are at that stage, in your words, you were struggling financially, and you're constantly thinking about paying your bills, and quote unquote, you're in a mindset of lack, and you're still trying to visualize that abundant life, and you're still worrying about paying your bills. How do you balance that?
By doing the work every single day to get better. So like, dude, this is why I'm so big on the power lift, and I'm so big on 75 hard and live hard lifestyle. Because if you did everything that you could do today, and you did everything that you
And that right there
say tomorrow, and you did that
is more of a crunch than a sit-up.
you're gonna have the inner peace.
I feel like it works better, it's more focused. I can flex and squeeze at the same time, rather than just doing a sit-up to be doing a sit-up. Because it's traditionally cool, 1,000 sit-ups a day or 500 a day, whatever.
Give yourself the credit.
I don't feel like it, works that muscle group like I want it to. Anyways, about the calorie deficit, like, so you can actually, most people don't realize there's an actual formula to it, and you can lose the amount of weight you want all the way down to the week, to the month, to the day. And like, say 2,000 calories is your maintenance calories. That's what it takes you to stay the same exact weight. Any more you gain weight, any less you start dropping weight. Well, if you can go into that 500 calories minus 500 to like 1,500, just as an example, then by definition, over 7 days, you're going to lose 3,500 calories. And 3,500 calories is a pound of fat. So if you do that for 10 weeks, then you can definitely say to the month, to the week, to the day, you can lose 10 pounds. It's just mathematically, it's just a mathematical certainty. But you got to stay to your diet. So the theory is easy, but in practice, you know, people break their diets and whatnot. But if you stick to it, then you really can time it. It's not this mysterious thing like, how do they get in shape? Well, they just know basic fundamentals and rules and principles, and they stick to them. This isn't mysterious once you know. So, but I ran off this stuff for years, like, oh, if I just do a bunch of cardio, I'll be okay. Well, you actually won't be okay. Not if your calories are above your maintenance level. You're just never gonna outwork that. You know, it's impossible.
Is that if you've been doing the work and you can tell yourself in an honest way, yes, I'm struggling now, but I'm doing every single fucking thing that I can to get better. And that allows you to have the true, actual belief that things are going to improve and get better, and that this is a real possibility for you. And that's where the magic is. That's an important, super important question that you just brought up. Super important.
Because I personally struggle with this a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I think about, especially after coming into this area and this atmosphere of abundance, I thought that was never possible.
Yeah.
But then you inch forward, and like you said, have this belief incrementally build up.
Well, I saw you cruising around with that expensive Tesla, bro. You doing all right?
Well, I'm driving an electric car. I know your opinion on those.
That's okay. Hey, you look good in it. The same.
I'm making.
Yeah, that's right. Well, like,
And
I'm just saying, you know,
like I could never get that six pack on my own. I could never build the muscle like I wanted to. Not on the theories that were running around in my head. I was operating off of bad knowledge. But once you actually go and seek people out that have been there and done it before you, and they've got the results to show for it, and you start plugging and playing some stuff into your life and working outside of the knowledge that you have and have been operating with, you're going to start to open yourself up to new results that can come. I didn't know this about the mathematical certainty and getting the six pack and dropping X amount of weight over, X amount of weeks was that simple. But whenever you hear it, it's like, oh, it makes sense. But it's just like going out and getting your hands on the correct knowledge that you need in order to get the result that you're actually after is crucial. Because if you were the person that you wanted to be now, then you would have the things that you want now. So by definition, if you don't have them, then you don't know how to actually get them. You just think you do. And so it's like being humble and being able to accept the knowledge that you need and knowing that you don't have it and going out and searching out for it, searching for the correct knowledge that you need in order to get the results that you want. Big deal, man. It's that closed-minded shit versus being humble. And yeah, I can go into that, but I'm gonna get this last set in. But
that's a big thing. People will try to visualize in the same breath in their mind, right? Their mind voice. They're saying, "Well, that'll never happen." And the reason you say it's never going to happen for you is one of two reasons. One, you've never been around it, you've never tasted it, you've never touched it, you've never felt it. Two, probably three reasons. Two, you've been surrounded by a bunch of media motherfuckers your whole life who've been telling you shit that ain't true about you. Or three, you haven't been executing all you can do, and so you know deep down inside that if you're not executing at the highest fucking level, that you can't produce these results, and you know that intuitively. We all do. We all know that you really just can't visualize shit and magically appear. But because some motherfuckers wrote a book and only told half the story, right? Which was a valuable book because it opened up people's eyes to the whole law of attraction visualization. But it only made it, if you watch the video or you read the book, which is where a lot of people stop, you have to understand that The Secret is like a coloring book for law of attraction. Like it's very, 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 very fucking primitive. It's designed to get you to understand that there's an entire world out there. And if you dig deeper and deeper, you'll understand there's actual quantum physical evidence to show that this
all right.
is true. It's actually true. It's scientifically proven true.
I was gonna save abs
That's a journey you need to go on yourself.
for the quad workout at the gym.
When we
Probably end up doing them again.
whole story, it's not just
I don't like putting multiple muscle groups in the
your execution.
routine in the same day, but I'm going to just to fulfill that 45-minute time frame. Hope you guys like what I'm covering here and how I break down the workouts and exercises. If you guys like it, please share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell below so you can get all my content that comes out. I do motivational stuff, fitness, guns, and about to maybe start breaking into like some combat type of training stuff and walk people through some of that stuff because I'm still new at it myself, but I want to learn it. So yeah, if you guys like it, man, please subscribe. All right, man, let's fucking go, bro.